Let's go now to the most dropped players, and a lot of these guys are injury-related. DJ Chark could miss the rest of the season. He's on IR. Peyton Barber, we got news before the show, dealing with a turf toe injury, can miss multiple weeks. That's good news for Josh Jacobs, but still people moving on from Barber and Kenyon Drake, who has not exactly been producing at a high level. Will Fuller has been placed on IR with the finger injury. Tony Jones could be headed for IR, expected to miss 3 to 4 weeks with that ankle sprain. But then we get to the player at number 6, which is the one that's going to be the most maybe controversial, and that's Tyson Williams. So, Adam, I'll start with you. Heath, you can follow. Would you be surprised at all 3-4 weeks from now if he's back in the good graces of the coaching staff and is the best running back in Baltimore?
1 week from now, I wouldn't be surprised. This is a mistake. I think I can understand if there's a roster crunch, you need a win, you drop Tyson Williams, but I'm so blown away at how bad Latavius Murray has been. 11 yards, that's his longest run. 3.4 yards per carry. That is almost impossible when you are a running back on the Baltimore Ravens. Compare that to Tyson Williams, 6.1 yards per carry. He has a 35-yard run. He has 2 carries of more than 20 yards on 27 carries. Latavius Murray is not getting the job done. They need to give Tyson Williams another chance, in my opinion. Obviously, they don't feel that way, and they're a pretty good coaching staff, so what do I know? But I think this could be a mistake. I would look to pick up Tyson Williams if I could, if he were dropped.
Yeah, if it's 3 weeks from now, I wouldn't be that surprised. Latavius Murray's not been good enough to keep the job. I just think this is also a good reminder that there are more important things to coaches than running fast, because Tyson Williams did a lot of other things that the Ravens coaching staff obviously didn't like, and there's a reason they've chosen, like they didn't just choose Latavius Murray over him. Last week they chose to play Le'Veon Bell over him as well, and we saw that Bell does, and Devontae Freeman's active over him. So I understand why people, especially if Tyson Williams is the worst player on your bench, there were a half dozen players I would have dropped him for pretty readily.
Yeah, I think clearly Alex Collins, Samaje Perine, Damian Williams, the receivers, the tight ends, like Adam said, I don't think you guys are disagreeing on that regard. If you do have to make a move, that's the type of move you're going to make. So we'll see. And I wouldn't rule out at this point also the Ravens making a trade, because they have to address this position. Latavius Murray not getting the job done. He's been okay for fantasy because he scored 3 of 4 games. And Tyson Williams was okay for fantasy before somebody mushed him at the start of the week in week 3. But still, there's got to be something that changes in his backfield, because losing J.K. Dobbins, losing Gus Edwards has been bad for this rushing attack as a whole. And so I wouldn't be surprised if they go out and get somebody, if there is a team willing to make a deal. Maybe Kenyon Drake, who has seemingly fallen out of favor with the Raiders, but we know now that Peyton Barber's out. That might not happen, but just, a name that pops up since he's right in front of my face. Let's go now.